Hello, everyone. Welcome to our fine panel with our fine entrepreneurs here. We'll do a quick round of introductions. I'm Mickey Maher, SVP of Partnerships at Dapper Labs. Been at Dapper Labs for over 4 years, so it makes me kind of a dinosaur in this space, but it's been an interesting ride. To my left here is Will. I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah, hi everyone. Will Weinraub, co-founder and CEO of On-Chain Studios. We are the makers of the Cryptoys platform, basically building a toy company on Web3. So excited to be here and share more about what we're working on.
I'll go this way. Vincent?
Hey, I'm Vincent Schalk. I'm from OneFootball. We are one of the biggest football media businesses in the world, having over 115 million monthly active users. And yeah, we've been building fan experiences for over 14 years in Web 2. And yeah, now we're going to Web 3.
Farah.
Hi, I'm Farah, Selena, and I'm from First Ape Wives Club. We like to call ourselves FOC, and we're focusing on the entertainment industry and providing opportunities for women creators, as well as travel on our platform, too.
I love you, Fockers.
Thank you.
Maurice?
Hello, guys. My name is Maurice Fadida. I'm a film producer, and I run a production company. And this is my first time doing an NFT panel. I've done a bunch of panels in the past, but this is very exciting for me. We are launching a project that's called Seeds of Happiness, and we want to spread happiness and build a community around the world of positivity.
Let's stay with you, Maurice. Let's talk more about that. So with Seeds of Happiness, you have both on and off-chain goals of starting a movement of happiness through physical and digital art and inspiring positivity through acts of kindness, charitable giving, and smiles. Talk about the intersection of art and technology and how NFTs can harness the power of connection through community.
To me, it's very similar to movies. I think that movies are technology and art in the same sense. And you can't have a good movie without having an emotion, right? People need to feel something. People need to feel connected to it. And I think NFTs does the same thing. It's like you want to build a community and you want to share a story with somebody. I mean, look at all the projects that I'm familiar with. I was very excited about them, but I also felt there's a little bit of skepticism from certain kind of people that are not really into the NFT space. And I wanted to kind of create something that is not just for NFT people, it's for everybody, it's universal. And the project that we're working on, I think it should be universal. I think that happiness is this incredible thing. And a lot of people are telling me, like, are you going to launch a NFT project right now in the middle of everything that is going on? To me, it couldn't be a better time, because imagine that tomorrow I became broke or whatever, I still want to be happy. So it's not about stocks going up or down, my business going up or down, the price of anything going up or down. It's more about I need to stay happy in order to be just enjoying the process of being a human. Right? That's in the end of that. So I hope that our project can do that for a lot of people.
Thanks, Maurice. Let me expand on that a little bit. So you've spent many years in traditional entertainment, movies, very successful movie producer. How do you feel the Web3 space and NFTs kind of extend what you see in traditional entertainment? Like, where does it add value? Where is it the same? And how is it potentially an extension or innovation off what you traditionally do?
Well, I think that no matter what people think, technology and digital world is going to grow and it's going to become bigger, period. Like, I've been to a few stores right now that wouldn't accept cash. They just don't do it. They're only digital currency, right? I have to pay with a credit card. It's digital. It's going to happen more and more each year, whether we like it or not. So if the world is becoming more digital and we're going to spend more time in the digital space, we should also be happier in the digital space, not just go to yoga in real world. So it's like you got to do that as well. And I think that's what our project this is what the intention of our project to do. We want to make sure that people are on-chain and off-chain are happier.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Will, let's go to you. You and I have known each other for a couple years now, and I've long been excited about your project. So, On-Chain Studios, the creator of Cryptoys, you're focused on building for the next generation of collectors through interactive toys in entertainment. Why do you believe NFTs are the right vehicle to reach people interested in digital play?
Yeah, so basically what we're building at Cryptoys is, the world's premier digital toy company. That's kind of the goal, right? You're creating a toy company on the web, and we think to ourselves as we build this, we're like, if you were to create a legacy toy company, you would create it today from scratch. Started it today, and it was digital first and NFT native. What would it look like? And that's what we kind of ask ourselves every single day. And why NFTs? Well, really, it's perfect for the toy industry because toys have always been collectibles, first and foremost. And also at the same time, the concept of play, if you think of play with toys, it's basically around what you can use your imagination around, right? You take a physical toy, you own that physical toy, and now what can I do with this physical toy? Really, it's based around different things with your imagination or experiences socially in the physical world. We're now kind of extrapolating that digitally. So you were able to do that through gaming. You're able to do that in different ways digitally in Web 2. But really what was missing from that piece in Web 2 was the ownership component. You would never be able to own these digital items, right? Digital items, as we know, huge industry, billion-dollar industry, and especially in the gaming space. But toys, in particular, the toy industry and consumers of toys never really had a digital equivalent to that, or nor were they able to partake in ownership. So that's what we're doing with Cryptoys, is making sure that people can experience this next level, this next generation of play by having these digital toys, but they also have true ownership of these digital toys. And just like your imagination, if you had a physical toy, you could do different things with that physical toy just based on your imagination and what different things you want to apply it to. Well, now you could do that digitally as well, because you own this digital toy. There's constant new experiences that are rolling out on the Cryptoys platforms that we're building and that we're working with third-party partners also to build, that will constantly be able to unlock new experiences with these toys as well. So just like it couldn't be more perfect, especially if you think of like the toy industry and then consumers of toys. It really starts with ownership, and without ownership, you really don't really have that emotional connection to these things. So the only way to do that is with NFTs, and particularly with Flow. Like why we chose the Flow platform is, we really feel it's the most consumer-friendly blockchain in existence. And when we're building our platform, we're not really going after Web3 blockchain like extremists that are focused on it, and I don't think any of our consumers care about that stuff.
Extremists.
Yeah,
that's a good word.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like to me, if you want to have real impact in this space, you need to be able to serve millions and millions of people at scale with low gas fees, low transaction fees, right, and make this really easy for people. So for us, it was a no-brainer when we were choosing which blockchain to build on. We wanted to make sure we could reach as many people as possible. So Flow was a no-brainer.
Thanks, Will. That's a great point. Everyone on this panel is building on Flow, and it's great to see that so many people see the same vision that we see. Is there's an avenue here to bring mass market adoption to blockchain through entertainment-based products, whether it's in sports, toys, film, in art. We all share that vision, so very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit.
Yeah.
You can pass on the question, but you recently announced a partnership with Mattel. Mattel, one of the premier physical toy makers in history, moving to Web3 digital toys. Through your conversations with them, why do you think that they're such big believers and buyers in this digital vision?
Well, I think there are certain companies that shy away from disruption, and there are certain companies that lean into disruption. We look at like the famous Blockbuster Netflix analogy, right? One pushed away, said like, hey, this is not going to be a thing, this is kind of a fad, and the other leaned into it. Which one is still around right now, you know? So I very much think Mattel is one of those companies that are leaning into the future, and you know, if it takes a little bit of disruption where things go from physical to digital, they want to be a part of that. And you know, the partnership is absolutely incredibly exciting. We're bringing a lot of Mattel's iconic IP onto the Cryptoys platform and onto Flow. And you know, we have some really exciting things in the works. And I think when they think about their IP, first of all, they have a lot of amazing IP that's still relevant today. Masters of the Universe, Barbie, Hot Wheels, etc. That relevant to kids these days, but also relevant to us from a nostalgic standpoint. We grew up on these brands, so from us, from a collectability standpoint and a nostalgic standpoint, it's amazing the IP that they have and that they want to do fun things with. So. Just really excited. And by the way, you know, we're going to be announcing a few partnerships with amazing brands. You know, Mattel was the first, and that's a really, you know, important partnership for us. But I think it's really important to note, and by the way, you know, Mickey or Dapper didn't ask me to say this. I'm saying this literally because it's 100% the truth. Flow played such a big part into these partnerships actually happening, because a lot of, like, you know, big brands and legacy brands, they're worried about you know, PR ramifications, a lot of environmental impacts, right? We could hear about stuff in the news that blockchain's, you know, not great for the environment. At Flow, they just came out with a report on how basically, what was it, like a Flow transaction is like the same as like 3 Google searches or something like that? Like,
you can do a Flow transaction, the
Right.
same environmental impact as multiple Google searches. I can't remember how many. It's like
right.
5 or
right.
something. Yeah.
Something like crazy like that, right?
Yeah.
So it was really important where a lot of like licensing deals, like a lot of, you know, NFT and Web3 companies that are out to these like legacy brands that are trying to get these iconic IPs, they're actually being turned away because of these negative stigmas in the space about environmental impacts and whatnot, whether that be true or whatnot. So Flow played a huge role into that and was a big piece of our success so far.
Can't wait to own a He-Man crypto.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Vincent, at OneFootball, you're basically taking soccer fans from a Web 2 environment to a Web 3 environment. How are you approaching the engagement of these fans?
Yeah, I think what is important for the fans in general is to really, you know, see that this technology is just another tool, you know, to really, you know, bring you closer to what you care about the most, which is the sport of football, the emotion you have to it, the connection that it brings. And I think one of the main challenges we also try to solve is, in general, bring the onboarding in the Web3 space. And again, that's why we also chose the Flow blockchain, because it makes it very easy to get the users in, right? We heard about the crazy crypto guy. It's not about these guys. It's about how do you get the mainstream in and then actually show what you can do with technology to elevate the fan experience, because that's what we all want to do. And with our platform, we basically, in the media business, we have been connecting the world of football for 14 years. Building fan experiences, you know, collecting, you know, data on our fans, knowing what they want, and so it even led to us that we have, you know, 12 of the biggest football clubs in the world being shareholders in our company. So it really becomes like you're a single place all around football, and we see NFTs as a, you know, valuable part of this business, because you know, first of all, it's multiple things, right? Some people. Football is very tribal, right? And people are very emotional about their own, you know, own clubs. But at the end, what connects everyone together is being a fan, right? So they love the experience, they love the game, they love, in general, you know, having these real experiences. And for us, we, through our partnerships with the clubs, with the leagues, but also with the football players, we can actually make this access happening. So we can, you know, fly out the people to the game. We can, you know, bring unique access experiences where you maybe, you know, speak to your favorite football player. And another big part for me in Web3 and what Web3 in general is solving is the immutable identity, right? Because I come in as a fan, and you know, I said it earlier, I mean, usually when you meet someone, you know, sometimes you Google them or you look up on LinkedIn, right? And I think, you know, wallets in general, and they should be called accounts, so it's just easier, you know. they're going to become part of your immutable identity. And me as a fan, I can actually, tell a story about my fandom, right? So if I go to a football match, for like as a kid, you get the scarf, from, for your first match, like it's really, that's your non-fungible scarf, even though like it's one out of millions, right? But it's your personal one. And I think this experience is now moving into the digital space, and NFTs are just a vehicle for that. So at OneFootball in general, with our users, our profile, and we're working with a Dapper wallet. This will be part of your fandom and the story you tell as a fan, and also really elevating that experience.
You talked a lot about utility without using the word utility, so congratulations. We'll get back to that, don't worry. Farah, at First Apes Wives Clubs, or FOC, you're focused on supporting female representation across entertainment, the arts, and crypto. Tell us how your new NFT PFP collection is approaching economic empowerment.
Sure. So, First Ape Wives Club, FOC, is really women-led from the get-go. You can see it in our art with our agency, Dapper Labs, women-led, token runners supporting us, females. So basically, we are committed to empowering women from the get-go. FOC is donating 5% of the community treasury to support creators in entertainment. We're giving them access to that industry. Our co-founder has decades in the entertainment industry. As far as travel, we're a community that wants to get you to places like this in the crypto world, and females especially. So we have a travel app included in your FOC NFT purchase. So we are actually utility from the forefront, almost more so than the art. The art is going to give you the assets and the experiences, and you can choose to trade it. And so empowering women is really important to us. And the reason we chose apes, actually, was because we felt that apes from the start of the NFT revolution were male-dominated. We saw that theme, and we wanted to play on that, pivot from that, and show our voice. Yes, we're First Ape Wives, so we support men in this field, and we really want to kind of play with that, be a little bit more fun, more beautiful, more useful as well, with utility again. So.
Yeah, well, thank you. So I was going to ask a question about utility, but I think we all touched on it. I think I described, and correct me if you want to describe it the same way, but I described the FOC's utility in one word. It'd be empowerment. Maybe Cryptoys would be play. OneFootball, passion, and happiness for Seeds of Happiness. Anyone disagree with those descriptions of utility for your projects? No? Okay. So let's move on to a more interesting question, because what we did see over this last year was a lot of NFT collecting, speculation, et cetera. The hot topic is utility, like how can you use your NFTs? What can they do? What's special about them? What other features can we incorporate? So I'll go back to you, Farah, but I'm interested because this space moves so quickly. I can't imagine what we're going to see in this space in 5 years, let alone or a year, let alone 5 years. So we have some of the foremost experts in the space on the panel. So I'd love to get your thoughts, Farah, on what you think at this conference next year or 2 years, what we'll be talking about, what will be the trends, what's new, where's this space going?
Well, I think we'll see a lot more women in this space. I think this is the year, even with the market down, women are contacting us in what is an NFT and how do we get involved. So you'll see a lot more voices and females across all the parties, events, and hopefully in this room. So that's what I see.
Will,
how about you?
Yeah, I think as the space matures, and again, it's so early in the space. Remember, we've been saying, like, we're early, it's been a meme. Well, guess what? You were right. It's still so early, and the space has effectively, like, you've seen the market, obviously, things. have been, reset a little bit. I think what we're going to see over the next few years is, and I'm not going to use the word utility because it's like, again, we talk about it so much, but like a variant of the word, usage of your NFTs. You're going to be able to use your NFTs on a daily basis and not just be a collectible that sits in your wallet that, you look at, every now and then and has some speculative value. These are things that you're going to be able to use every single day in different ways. And I think, the fact that we're still having these things as, for the most part, static collectibles in these digital wallets shows how early we are. In 2 to 3 years, I think we come back to this conference and we're showing how today we're using this NFT for that, tomorrow we're using this NFT for this. It's all about usage, and usage in the next 2 to 3 years.
Thanks, Will.
Yep.
Maurice, you want to take a stab at this one?
Yeah, why not? I think what's unique about our project is that we kind of reversed, because most of the projects that I've seen are created in the digital world for the digital world. The one thing I didn't get to mention, and I think it's really good you asked me this, because I wanted to bring it up. We created 8,888 unique, one-of-a-kind original pieces that were made in a warehouse in LA. And then we digitized them. So when you're going to get one of our NFTs, you'll be able to actually get the physical ownership of the twin, I'll call it. And now, to me, they serve as a reminder. Like, I don't know, I'll tell you a funny story. I used to have an expensive watch, and I thought it was really cool having one. And it got stolen from me, and I was like, do I really need one? And ended up not buying one, and I put a bracelet on my hand that says grateful. And I feel like my life has been incredible, and I'm very grateful. I'm healthy, and I get amazing friends, and I get to do incredible things. And this serves as a reminder to stay grateful. And sometimes when I catch myself when I have a bad day, and I'm like, shut up, like your life is good. And I think that having the art creation that we created, our smileys, I want them to serve as a reminder for people to remember that it can always be worse. So there's if you see our logo too, it's an infinity number with a heart, because we believe there's infinite love and happiness in the world. We just have to tap into it. We just have to know that it's there, and we just go and touch it. And I think some things could serve as a reminder. I think that happiness doesn't come as easy to me sometimes. So what I want is to surround myself with things that reminds me of happiness. So it would be cool to see other projects do not just the utility and the community that everybody's talking about and everybody wants to do, but also do things that are there for positivity.
Great, thank you. That's great perspective. Something to definitely learn. 1 minute left. Vincent, you want to take a quick stab?
Yes. So I believe in 2 or 3 years from now, we will, talk much less about the technology in general and actually the use cases, because I know we're all building, right? And it's all about community and utility. But at the end, it's really also for us now to prove what this technology can actually do. And I think it's a really exciting time to actually find out what that is. And we can only find that out if we give it to the community, if we make it in an easy access, and then really, provide at the end a value, right? It used to be like the last year about how to buy an NFT, and now it's kind of so what? What does it mean? And I believe it's very interesting, and it's a great chance to tell this story. And like I said, on top of that, I think identity will become very important, and the NFTs will kind of be the social currency that you have as a fan or whoever, if you interact in the space. And maybe at some point it's not even called NFT anymore, like digital asset or something like this. So
Should be called that already, but yeah, I agree. Well, thanks all. I appreciate it. It was an amazing panel. I hope we all learned a lot. I certainly did. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Please give them another round of applause. Anybody taking pictures, get in there. All right, look at that. A lot of fans, a lot of wisdom coming here. I got a question for Farah, actually, because
Yes.
you have the first Ape Wives Club.
Yes, Fox.
And at VCon, I shouldn't mention another conference, but I was gifted a Desperate Ape Wives NFT.
Yes.
So I am an official Desperate Ape Wife.
Well, we're a little different to Desperate Ape Wives because we're the first Ape Wives. So
Okay. They're the first, and they're just
Yeah.
desperate.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
desperate to be 1st.
We're like the first ladies, you know?
All right.
So.
Well, you know, there's a lot of apes around here, and there's room for all of them. So,
Thank you.
So don't monkey around with your primate. So thank you guys. Sorry, very bad vaudeville humor there. Thank you. That was a really informative. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Thank you.
you.
Just put the microphone on the chair. So, all right, dude.